We have mapped the surface of Mars. We have photographed the edge of our solar system. But there is a place right here on our own planet that remains so unexplored, so mysterious, that scientists believe up to 90% of the life living there has never been seen by human eyes. It's not on another world, it's beneath the waves. And in just the last couple of years, explorers have pulled back the curtain and found creatures so strange they sound made up. This is a journey into the deep sea's newest discoveries, and some of them will change the way you think about life itself. Let's set the scene first, because the scale of this is hard to wrap your head around. The deep ocean is the largest living space on Earth. It's cold, pitch black, and crushed under pressure that would flatten almost anything from the surface. For most of human history, it was simply out of reach. We had better maps of the moon than of our own seafloor, but that's finally starting to change. A massive international effort has been racing to document ocean life before it disappears. And over a single year of expeditions across the globe, scientists confirmed something staggering. More than 1,000 new marine species, not new individuals, new species. Animals completely unknown to science until that moment. And the ones they found are extraordinary. Let's start with a creature that sounds like it belongs in a nightmare. Off the coast of Australia, in a marine park deep beneath the surface, researchers discovered a new kind of ghost shark. And yes, that's its real nickname. Ghost sharks aren't quite sharks. They're distant relatives, part of a lineage that split off from sharks and raised hundreds of millions of years ago, before the dinosaurs even existed. This particular one was found nearly a kilometer down, with a long snout packed with sensory organs designed to hunt in total darkness. It glides through the black water, feeling for prey it will never actually see. A living fossil, hiding in the deep, only just now revealed, but here's where it gets stranger. In the freezing waters of the Southern Ocean, near some of the most remote islands on the planet, scientists brought up something they nicknamed the death ball sponge. Now, when you think of a sponge, you probably imagine something soft and harmless, quietly filtering water. This one flips that idea on its head. It's a carnivore. Instead of gently sipping nutrients from the water, this spherical sponge is covered in tiny hooks that snag and trap prey that drifts to close. A predator disguised as one of the most passive animals in the sea. And it was found thousands of meters down, in a place humans had barely ever looked. So how are they finding all of this? Take a breath, because the technology is half the story. Explorers are using deep diving submersibles, some carrying people down thousands of meters, others operated remotely from ships far above. These machines crawl along seamounts, underwater mountains that rise from the ocean floor, and hover over hydrothermal vents where superheated water erupts from cracks in the Earth's crust. In just one expedition off the coast of Japan, scientists exploring a chain of underwater volcanic peaks discovered dozens of new species in a single trip. Coral gardens, fields of sponges, animals no one knew existed, all clustered around mountains that had never been biologically explored. And some of these discoveries aren't just weird, they might actually matter for us. Consider the deep-sea snails found near islands in the Pacific. They don't look like much, but these tiny predators hunt using venomous, harpoon-like teeth that inject toxins into their prey with incredible precision. Here's why that's a big deal. Venom from related sea snails has already helped scientists develop powerful medicines, including treatments for chronic pain. So every new venomous species we find down there isn't just a curiosity. It's a potential key to medicine we haven't invented yet. The deep sea might be hiding cures we desperately need. Then there are the discoveries that are simply beautiful in how bizarre they are. Off the coast of Japan, researchers found a worm that builds its home inside what they poetically described as a glass castle. That castle is actually the delicate, crystal-like skeleton of a glass sponge, a creature whose body is built from silica, essentially living glass. This tiny worm makes its entire life inside those crystalline chambers, tucked away in a structure that looks like it was spun from spun sugar and starlight. It's the kind of thing you'd expect from a fantasy story, not the real ocean floor. But let me ask you something. If we're still finding this much life, this easily, what does that tell us about how little we actually know? That's the part that stops scientists in their tracks. These aren't rare, once-in-a-lifetime finds. Expedition after expedition keeps coming back with new species almost every single time they dive. In one deep zone of the Pacific alone, researchers found a dozen new species of small crustaceans, including an entirely new branch on the Tree of Life. A group so distinct it didn't fit anywhere in the existing family tree. Think about that. We're not just finding new animals, we're finding new categories of animals. And this is exactly why there's urgency behind all of it. Because at the same time we're discovering this hidden world, parts of it are already under threat. Some of the deep zones richest in new life are also being eyed for mining, for the valuable minerals sitting on the seafloor. Which means we're in a strange race against ourselves. Scientists are trying to document these ecosystems to prove they exist and understand them before human activity potentially damages them forever. In some cases, they're finding endangered species in the very areas targeted for industry. You can't protect what you don't know is there. And so much of it we're only just now learning about. So here's the thought I want to leave you with. We often talk about exploring distant planets, about the possibility of alien life somewhere out in the cosmos. But we haven't even finished exploring our own. Right now, tonight, in the crushing dark miles beneath the surface, there are creatures living out their entire lives in a world we've barely glimpsed. Ghost sharks feeling their way through the black, predatory sponges waiting in silence, worms glittering inside glass castles. An entire universe of life, right here on the planet we call home, and we've only just begun to look. If this took you somewhere you've never been, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're only scratching the surface of what's out there in the deep. And I want to know, down in the comments, which of these creatures blew your mind the most? The ghost shark, the death ball sponge, or the worm in the glass castle? Let me know.